The Animatic series is a selection of scenes from the screenplay, being roughly animated, partially brought to life in over 30 scenes. In the vainglorious attempt, however clunky, clumsy and imperfect, to cinematically visualizing.
Bear Sternico, under Kano droid, diving in, all in, far too deep, daily delving mortgage-backed securities, mega mostly within subprime, and Thinky Poo assuming gold-plated, well-rated, AAA. They had floating rate coupons, so in theory, if the rate's upsy-downsy, they be adjusted, reckoning risking 1 or 2%, but in actuality, those securities befell 35.
So you, alike other bankery, befell subprimes, floppy faming, made even more infamous, went into you being found a far more risky than first thought,
Else why bother pen them if mere read? For perhaps unlike books that more so suffice themselves when read, it be enough, whereas screenplays only truly fulfill themselves when filmed, being transitional documents designed, as their very name implies, to be played on the screen. And first off, in this instance, can be read or trying to be read by being published online, for finding out if it getting garners enough readership that may suggest one day could be filmed allying other planned parts, comprising this multi-part film Zaggle Zooogle Econo sci-fi series. And if fails to grace the silver screen, then in part at least enjoy second best visualized Veer Animatic series, mostly voiced by online actors allying sparse sound effects, providing some kind of cinematic impression worthy of its vaunting aspirations. And although not all shots and camera movements are included, it appears to work well enough, along with having tried to elicit performances from online actors despite often hampered during COVID lockdown restrictions in 2020. For the author would have preferred the opportunity to employ, indeed personally cast and direct, some radio play type actors group to vocally perform the animatic. And albeit varied, it generally sounds okay, perhaps helping prove that the inventive Humo Mechanica language schema should work fine, for if heard through the film in entirety, the audience will hopefully acclimatize to enjoy going along with it. And if the animatic scenes are watched sequentially, perhaps beginning to demonstrate, through the process of characterful storytelling, explicating theme being economics, attempting entertaining, even enlightening or engaging viewers in economics, affecting everyone in '08 and ongoing today and futures afar. Exploring economics made movie through sci-fi genre, for chancing tackle more serious matters than too often squander itself on surface and spectacle with nothing behind it. Whilst Huron combining stylish surface with econo depth in providing something interesting to say, or at least trying to, than majority sci-fi fair movie norms do today. Dare risking pretentious perhaps for sci-fi, but after Rid Up getting this far, this series remains as is, exploring economics and starring economists already wrapped about to now robotized. But their econo argument remains the same, within a series that arrays Kino, Hayek and Milto Agro for wider audience to adjudge them. And although everyone knows economics is important, it may be not enough to excite a mass interest, but worthy trying by publishing, indeed putting it to the market to find out. Through such process all market economists, whether freer or less so, would at least concur. The animatic scenes taken from the screenplay run long, waiting no doubt edited down, cut back to filmable length if ever made movie. Although not awaiting production, the animatic scenes can show a way through toward film, as alike other animatics have evidently realized in the pre-production process, used in the making of many films such as these.
Uncles, nephews, cousins, in-laws of increasingly tenuous connection. The old woman's most distant relations had come foraging out of the woodwork. At the head of this congregation, it was a disorienting coincidence, we discovered our own Deputy Kovacs, himself an important attorney, of course. He was the executor of the dead widow's estate.
Improving on cartoon strip static storyboards. When edited and temp voiced together, these animatics are vital, and yet can be taken a stage further in pre-viz process. Ensuing vivid, more exacting camera movement, dialogue and aesthetic, alas going beyond what Huron authored animatics can afford, but still work well enough and hopefully worth visiting for those who have not already done so.